Siami family, welcome to another Samba. We have a good teaching for you today, and we hope that you sit back, relax, and enjoy. Tabitha is going to bring some more good information to us, and I say hello, Siami, to those in YouTube land, Facebook, or however you may be viewing us today. Siami. I'm going to turn it over to you, Dada. It's in your hands now.
All right. Thank you very much, Dada. Thank you. I appreciate. Thank you very, very much. All right. All right. Greetings, family. Greetings, Banabetu, Bayitu, Bantu, Bayitu. You are the dwelling place of the Most High. Bayitu is ours. Bayitu means household. Bayitu means the household, our household, the household of the Most High, His dwelling place. Wherever we went, we said, this is Abantu Bayitu, this is our people, this is our household, this is our family. And wherever we went, the Most High dwelt among us. He dwelt among us. That is why we are Bayitu. So if the colonizer, you know, he keeps on changing history and contradicting things, and you can see from your migration story what he told you, and you know very well Abraham left the north and went to the south. But what he told you you just came from somewhere. He didn't tell you came from the east, northeast. I'm meaning the northeast of Africa, within Africa, that is the north, just near the rivers of Kush. He didn't tell you that Abraham came from that valley, left the other relatives there, came to the south, but he told you, you just appeared from nowhere, and instead of telling you are coming from the east, and you went to the south and the west and expanded all over, he told you came from the west and you came to the south, and that is it. As time goes by, we know with the time. And why you have to know your origin, you have to know where you came from, the origin of man. It doesn't mean if somebody tells you your ancestors once lived in the Nile Valley means you are from Kemetu, or that is your ancestry. It doesn't mean that. It just means that you were among the early people, the ancient people, the people who are in the scriptures, during the creation, wherever the people met and wherever they made civilization, whether it is in the Sahara area, whether it is in the Nile Valley, your ancestors were there too before you left there. And Jacob went to sojourn in that place, and you towards you. A balloon doesn't expand towards the forward, all directions. So the Bantu expansion is an expansion to all directions. So with the time, we will discuss about that. But today we have so much we need to cover because of what we had left from the previous discussion. This is a discussion, not a teaching, a discussion. I'm learning from you, and maybe you learn something from me, and we one people with voice, with one message and powerful revelations. So if the colonizer manages, of which he will not, in the name of the Most High, to steal your name, Bantu, Bantu, you are Bayitu, you are written in the scriptures. They say Aramaic, I don't know Hebrew. You are Bayitu. Bayitu can be like this. That is where you get the word Betu. Betu, if I say Betu in Swahili, I can say Wetu. So I change the B and you write W, Wetu. Others say Yetu. Yaito, Maito, Waito. So it is the same. So if you hear somebody saying Wahito, Wetu, it is still the same Bayitu. So this is the determinant. Bantu Bayitu now is we, the household, the house of David, the house of the Most High, the dwelling place. We are Bantu Bayitu, the people of the dwelling place, the people of the household. You used to hear them saying David, the household of David, the house of David. Still in our lands, we have that term, the house of. It can be a clan, it can be a small tribe, it can be a sub-tribe, it can be a sub-clan. So when we say the house, we mean a lot of things. So we are Bayitu. That's where you get the word Betu from. So it's Betu is like a shortcut. Betu or Wetu in Swahili is a shortcut, but the full terminology is Bayitu. They used to say Bayituela, something like that, because Elam, the first son of Shem, was a Mutu also. That's how we knew that, okay, we belong to the house of Shem, because he was not Elam. Elam is a shortcut. The colonizers and the translators made a shortcut. Actually, it is, his full name was Elamutu. Elam was called Elamutu. Ela and Mutu. Elamutu is the singular of Elabetu. That's where you get the word Betuela. Mutuela is the person of the mighty one or the creator, because those times our ancestors hadn't known the real Most High, the name of the Most High, when they were in idolatry. So they used to call the Most High Ella, just like the others used to call the mighty one, the creator. So that's why you find these names, Ezekiel, I don't know what, Ella. So they used to say we are Betu Ella. So Mutu Ella, when you reverse it, is Ella Mutu, which becomes Betu Ella. You hear people being called Betuel, Betu Ella, Ella Mutu, Mutuela, Betuela. All right. So we are Bayitu, Bantu Bayitu, Bantu Betu, Bayitu, the household of the Most High. So we will go to our lesson, and we will learn about this linguistics as time goes by, step by step. Welcome once again, Bantu Bayitu, my people. Be free and be relaxed. This is not judging. We are going to correct each other step by step. Today, we are going to correct even our brothers who are in the Hebrew Israelite religion. So we're going to correct them today, but with a lot of love, and with a lot of care. All right. So we will go to the lesson, and what we want to know from our lesson today, what we want to discover is about colonization, but not the recent colonization, the ancient colonization. In ancient times, there are people who colonized other lands. Who are they? Do they mean that we know slavery is very ancient, right? From Egypt and other places. What about colonization? Okay, leave alone colonization. What about conquests? Leave alone conquest. What about what we can call traveling to discover things? Did ancient people travel to discover ancient lands, discover other things? Did people leave Africa? What we had said before is that there are people who left the continent of Africa and went to explore other lands. And when they went to these lands, they took with them the civilization, the language, and other things, and even their spirituality, They are deities and gods and so many other things. So today we are going to discover that. And the Most High is really amazing, because whatever we have been discussing, I hadn't seen these videos before that, but when the revelation came and we discussed about this, it's the same information that we are getting. We are on the right track. So we have found the real Phoenicians are here. We have found the people of Tyre, the people of Tisor, the people of Sor, here on the Horn of Africa, on the Red Sea, on the east coast of Africa, and they even ruled the Nile Valley. And today we are going to be surprised, because we're going to find what has been hidden for a long time, that these same Africans who left the Nile Valley and who lived along the Red Sea as well, and the Horn of Africa, especially that place of the Gulf of Aden, Puntland, these very people traveled to the Americas in ancient times. They traveled to South America and they built what? Some monuments there, they built pyramids, they left their artifacts there. And these ancient people traded with the Romans. These ancient people took their civilization to India. These ancient people took their civilization to China, to Micronesia and other places. So these are the people the Most High calls the princes of the sea. These people used to travel by sea. They made a lot of discoveries in the ancient times. So the Phoenicians and the people of Tyre are just Black people. The Puntites, the Puticians, the people who gave all these people the writing system, they call Punic or Puntic, are Black people from here, the Red Sea, the Horn of Africa, and the Nile Valley. And they influenced a lot of cultures all over the world. All right? Yes, Dad. Yes.
Okay, so it's saying that in 350 BC is when they think that they went over there. That was a long time ago. A paleontologist speculated that the Phoenician sailors visit the Americas around 350 BC based on his theory on some coins that he found over there.
Yes, Dada. Yes, Dada. So, Dada, can we play one video from the American professor? You saw the video I sent you?
Let me pull it up.
One video about...
Was it The Legend of the Amaru? Not that one, is it?
No, we will come to that. The one about...
Ancient African boat?
Okay, we can start with that. We can start with that.
Okay.
Yes, yes. I've not seen Yaya Mazabi. Is he around?
Yes,
I'm here.
He is.
Wow.
Yeah,
Siemi, I forgot you. I went preaching. The most high, the spirit of Mwananzemi is asking, where is Yaya Mazabi? Have you seen him? Because I feel that we have to read the word first before we start, isn't it?
okay.
Yeah, we have to read. Yes. We have to read the word
Apologize.
first. Yeah.
I do apologize.
If,
I'm in and out, because our grandson is here. So I've been jumping, running in and out. So I apologize.
Okay, no problem.
Let me grab my second pair of eyes.
All right. No worries.
Okay, I'm gonna share it, Dada. Okay, you want me to play it now?
Okay.
Yeah, you can play meanwhile, and then afterwards we will read a scripture, because we want to know if the Black people, let me just call them Black people, ever sailed. Black people left the continent, because these Black people are the people who will go to Arabia and colonize Arabia, colonize Europe, colonized South America, whether they colonized in a good way or because we cannot say that all colonizations were the same. It's possible that when they went there, they were friendly and they helped people develop civilization. They did not put people in chains, but they conquered those lands and explored those lands, and they left artifacts. And even the boats, the papyrus boats that were used in Egypt and in the Nile Valley. So we will go to the beginning, and this is an African American historian, and he has done research all his life, more than 50 years, and he has very good material, and he even can even read the inscriptions of the Sumerians and the other things. So he's a very gifted and he's a very humble professor. And I think he has tried his best, just like Van Santima and Diop from Senegal tried to defend the Black people and bring their history in the right perspective. So let's play this, and we will learn a lot. So just listen attentively.
African boat technology.
Can y'all
The
hear?
prophet Isaiah mentioned the expertise of the Cushites when he noted in the Bible, Isaiah, book 18.
Yeah, you can increase
12,
the volume a bit.
Country of the whirling wings, beyond the rivers of Cush, who sent ambassadors by sea and papyrus ships over the waters. This indicates that as late as the Meroitic Kushite Empire, papyrus boats were still being used by Africans. Geocentrics claim Africans have never had nautical knowledge. This is a lie. Africans have been making boats and selling throughout Africa and the world for at least 100,000 years. Yes, 100,000 years. The existence of Africans selling around the world 100,000 years ago is supported by the fact that we find that Africans went to Brazil and Crete 100,000 years ago.
Wow.
It appears that during the prehistoric period of the Nile Valley, boats were the major method of communication among the various peoples. If you look at this map of the mega lakes that once existed across Africa, you can see that Africa was very wet. And this may explain why we find so many boats engraved in rocks in the Saharan desert. This is supported by the abundance of boats found on ancient Nile Valley pottery. Africans developed this nautical knowledge by communicating between villages and cities by the numerous rivers and lakes that crisscrossed Africa. It's interesting to note that you could at one time travel from South Africa to the ancient Green Sahara by boat, sailing along lakes Nada, Chad, and Mega Congo. There were other lakes down in Namibia and South Africa. The expanse of these lakes were greater than the distance across the Atlantic Ocean between Africa and Brazil. Yes, these lakes were larger than trying to take a ship across the Atlantic Ocean from Africa to Brazil.
Wow.
This nautical knowledge gained during millennia of sea travel within Africa along these gigantic, massive, mega lakes explains why Africans have never been afraid of sea travel. During the Aqualithic period, the people in the Sahara maintained well-developed trade links with the East African homelands by boats, which could travel across Africa along the numerous streams and rivers which dotted the more watered Middle African environment 8,000 years ago. These people at that time came from the same cultural and genetic background. We can hypothesize that they would have had similar terms for sea-going vessels or boats. To test this hypothesis, let's look at the history of naval technology in Middle Africa, the original homeland of the Comedian, Sumerian, Dravidian-speaking people. Boat building has been known in Africa for thousands of years. Reed boats and reed boat illustrations are found throughout Middle Africa. For example, today reed boats are still constructed by the Mandi-speaking Bozo people and the Dravidian people speaking in India. Because the early civilization builders in Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley, Africa, and China at the 3500 BC originated in the Saharan region, there existed great similarity between boats engraved on rocks in Mesopotamia, the Indus Valley, India, and ancient boats in the Saharan and Nile Valley. The boat has played an important role in Africa since prehistoric times. As early as the Nagata culture, 4000 to 3500 BC, Africans were depicting boats on their pottery. The same style boats are found in the Sahara at Tinzarif. These boats, dating between 3500 and 3000 BC, is evidence of the use of many boats throughout Middle Africa, especially sails. And these boats are found on much of the pottery in Nubia from ancient Egypt. Walter Wright noted that apart from human and animal figures appearing on the Nubian rock drawings, the most dominant motif is that of reed boats. Many of these boats, like the boats at Nagata, too had sails. Henry Lahaut, during the 1956 expedition to the highland to Scilly region of Algeria, also found reed boats engravings. Boats with sails were still being used throughout Africa around 1500 BC. Queen Hatshepsut of Egypt recorded in her temple at Dia el Bahri a tight ship which had sails and 60 oars. This indicates that African ships were used to prepare for sailing the ocean through the power of the wind and or by sail. Book is believed to be the ancient Somali-Ethiopian coast. The people who presently live in Ethiopia call the Puntite Empire the Arwe Empire. Other examples of reed boats have been found in Mesopotamia and the Indus Valley. It's among the engraved Saharan boats that we see the first use of masts and sails, along with cabins on the decks of ships as early as 3100 BC. As a result, the ancient Nubian, Kemetic, Sumerian, Dravidian people share the same name for both. Some of the boats are kind of different, but you find that all of these people had a similar name for boat. The Dravidian Tamil name for boat was Kalan. The Sumerian name for boat was Kalem. The Mandi name for boat was Kul. So we see in the sense that all of these boats or names for boats had the KL consonants. Papyrus boats were capable of traveling 1,000 miles over the open seas. Herodotus Sthentes, chief librarian of the Egyptian Papyrus Library in Alexandria, said that papyrus boats with the same sails and riggings on the Nile sailed as far as Ceylon and the mouth of the Ganges in this valley. In summary, the rock out from the Sahara across Mesopotamia and India are identical. It indicates that during ancient times, each community, that is, in Nubia, ancient Egypt, Sumer, and even among the Indus Valley and South Indians, had the same boats. It indicates that these people, in a sense, had marine architects, shipbuilders, and expert sailors. The presence of an elevated bow and stern and the peculiar bolstering of stern and fuse for the rudder oar indicate that ships used by the Nubian, Kemetic, Sumerian, Dravidian people could sail great distances. These people used their boats for navigation on the open sea. As a consequence of the shared term for boat among the Dravidian and Sumerian people, we must accept the theory that these people developed their seafaring skills in a common homeland before they migrated to Mesopotamia and the Indus Valley 5,000 years ago. This common homeland was the Nile Valley.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dada.
Hold on, he didn't
Yeah.
take it down.
What happens when a frozen world
Sorry.
locked away
Sorry,
for
y'all.
millennia
He didn't,
starts to
let me, I got it. I got this.
It's okay.
Oh,
No worries. No worries.
all right.
Okay. She got more control than I do.
Yeah. So So my people, Bantu Bayitu, I don't want to repeat what the historian has said, all right? Because most people said, you people, you have come to the awakening, where are the receipts? You call them receipts or receipts. Where are the receipts that you are the people? You see, you black people, everything you just, you know, they always tell us we are stealing other people's identities.
Yes.
So we are going to prove today that we were the people. Last time we found out that we are the people who were taken to Egypt by ships and sold. And so today we're going to find out about this Red Sea trade, whether people were sold here. And I want you to put in mind this. Don't think of the current Bantu boundaries in your head. Our boundary didn't start from Kenya. We lived as far as Somalia. In the ancient past, they kept on pushing us to the south. We were given a very big land. Even some parts of Ethiopia and some parts of Southern Sudan was still our territory. Don't forget that. So don't put your boundary in Kenya. If you put your boundary in Kenya, you will not get the real picture, because you saw Ahab and the Babylonians and Assyrians are fighting in Somaliland at a place called Karkar. It's in the inscriptions. So what are we going to do to get our story, to bring the receipts? They want the receipts. They say, you people keep on talking. I don't know this, I don't know this. Okay, we are going to take the oral history, and we are going to take the scripture. We are going to take the archaeological, linguistic, anthropological, and cultural evidences. We're going to look at the geography and other things. So we are going to prove that we are the people who were taken to Egypt by ships, and we were sold to the Grecians. So today we are going to find out who was selling us to the Grecians. And from there, they are buying wine. Isn't it in the scriptures? Because when I came into the awakening, I wanted proof, really. When I came into the awakening, I didn't accept in one day that, oh, we are chosen. Even when I saw the word Bayitu, I knew it's our word, it is for us, but I wanted proof. So from that time, I told the Most High, I'm not doubting you. Because he told me we are the people. When I was sitting at the bus going to work, and I was listening to a gospel song from a South African artist, and the Spirit of the Most High told me, you hear those people who are singing, those are my children. Then I said, what? Your children? But these people are Bantu. And I'm Bantu. Then what next? So from that time, I told the Most High, I'm not going to doubt you, but I need these receipts so that I can give those people who want those receipts. You know, there is somewhere you cannot return an item to the shop without the receipt. So I want to take the receipts so that, you know, our people can get the truth. So I'm not going to repeat what the historian has said. He has told you, we were the first people to say. Of course, they cannot tell our history, but we will know our history from the children of Kemetu, the children of Kush, and these neighbors who surround us. From them, from knowing their history, we will get to know our history because we lived side by side with them. Remember, even King Ahab was not many miles away from these Phoenicians and Sidonians. The northern kingdom was, I think they even used to go to the same market. The boundary of the northern kingdom was not far from Ethiopia. It was not far from Somalia, all right? So remove your boundaries from Kenya. I know you know Kenya is where the Bantus begin going to Uganda. Just at least take your memory upward, extend your boundary for now, for a better understanding. And there was this giant called Og of Bashan. So there is a place in Somalia called Bashan. There is Ogo Mountains in a desert there between Somalia and Ethiopia. There were giants there. And they have proven archaeologically getting the bodies of giants in that part of Ethiopia. There were giants there, and there were giants in the land. So you have seen that we were moving with boats. The Sahara was not that dry. The Congo River, the River Chad or Lake Chad, and the other things. And the people left here and went to other lands. And it's good that he has even read the scripture I wanted to read. The historian has read for you. Who are these going with the Cyprus boats? When you hear the Cyprus, bull rushes, they call bull rushes or something like that. Just think of the Nile Valley. There is a place called Sud, S-U-D-D, in Sudan. There is a very massive lake of Cyprus, reeds, lot of them. And we still use reeds to date. I'll take you to my home. You will find baskets made of cypress reeds, and we are still using them. All right, so we have enough evidence. So we will go very fast so that we can find out if really we civilized the land. Before we check another short video, Yaya Mazambi will read this for us. Joel 3:3-6. Joel, you said, Joel. Yes. Yes. So who sold the children of the Most High? To the Grecians. So we will prove beyond a doubt what was happening.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was muted.
Sorry, it's okay. It's okay, let's go.
I'm sorry, I'm filling my post.
Okay, Joel 3rd chapter, verse 6. The children also of Yaoundé and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border.
Mm.
Shall I keep reading?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, keep on reading if there's something interesting. Okay.
Well, okay, at verse 7, behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Yahuda, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for Nzambi had spoken it.
Thank you, Ingeta. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So last time we proved that the people were shipped from the east coast of Africa. They were shipped to the Trans-Saharan. Some were taken through the Trans-Saharan to the west. And some were taken from the east coast and taken to the Red Sea and sold in the markets in Egypt. So Egypt and Sudan is just the same. Egypt and Sudan, there is no big difference. That is a land that the Cushites and the Egyptians used to rule interchangeably. So whether you were taken to Sudan or you were taken to the Egypt, Cairo, it doesn't matter. Still, that is Egypt. So we have the proof. We have the proof. There were slave markets in Egypt, and they used those boats, and because they had the trade winds helped them to sail to that part. It doesn't mean if you are taken from the south, the prophecy does not describe you or your ancestors. It simply means, you know, when the prophet is prophesying, he will look at maybe the large number of people and quote that. So when he says Egypt, there were others who were not taken to Egypt, but at the same time, they were taken by the same slave merchants and sold elsewhere. But he quotes this so that when we wake up, we remember and we know where we were taken, and we will find out that this prophecy only applies to us. It applies to us, no other people. So it is not symbolic Egypt. Banabetu, let us be realistic. If you don't have food to most I give me spiritual food. Tell him, give me something I can touch and put in my mouth. And so he will use many ways to get the food for you. So these things about spiritual, no. Symbolic, spiritual, leave it. Our brothers who are in the, let me say it's a new religion or what, but the Most High will help them. I'm praying for them. Our brothers who have come into the awakening and they got in religion without knowing or with knowing, keep on saying America is the promised land, because maybe the Mormons told them America is the promised land, South America is the promised land. Okay, I'm not going to fight. We agree to disagree. I'm not going to fight with them because maybe they haven't gotten the revelation. Time will come. In South America, there are so many inscriptions on rocks that have that what they call Hebrew writing. It has maybe Aramaic writing, because these ancient people explored South America and they went to the Americas. These are the people we have been saying that left the Nile Valley. They left the Sahara areas, especially those people, they are called Garamantes, and the Red Sea area, and went to explore. So I won't fight with them on that platform or in that, in connection to that, because for them, they are also proving using what they can see. Yes, there are rock inscriptions, and the Catholic Church had been hiding that kind of information for a long time. All over Mexico, Brazil, wherever, everywhere, there are those inscriptions written in the ancient languages. There are pyramids. There are those Olmec heads and so many things. So when they saw that, they realized, no, this must be Egypt. Okay, and when they saw these writings of Aramaic and what, they thought, this must be the promised land, you see, because of what they see. But what they don't know is that the people left Africa and conquered other lands and took their civilization with them. So the question is this: is the land they tell us the promised land, the promised land? No. Why? The land of Arabia, the Levant, and all the other lands where they have put the history and so many other things, was a land colonized by the Kushites, the people of the Nile Valley, these Puntites, and the people from this Red Sea and this Horn of Africa. So when you meet somebody who is confused, just to remind them that the Most High just gave me that revelation, that the simple answer, because we may keep on arguing and arguing, the simple answer to give these people is that, why do you find artifacts of Canaanites in Arabia? Why do you find artifacts of Phoenicians in Europe, in Arabia, in America? What was their original homeland? Their original homeland was Africa, but they went to explore and trade, and they took their civilization, their writing system, and other things to those lands. They simply conquered those lands, and we are going to find a kingdom that was in this Red Sea, and we had talked about this kingdom called Aksum, which actually colonized and ruled much part of Arabia, Southern Arabia, even up to the Nile Valley, because this kingdom of Aksum conquered Nubia as well, conquered Kush when Kush now was broken down and the power had already been removed and the people are scattered as well. So we are going to get that revelation. So the land called Israel, Lebanon, which was called Greater Syria, the Southern Arabia, in Yemen, and all those countries, Saudi Arabia, these lands were colonized by the Canaanites and these Phoenicians, and the Cushites actually are the first people to colonize these lands. And they took the Nile Valley civilization and took it to this place they normally tell you Mesopotamia. This place they call Babylon, whatever, that valley. These people loved valleys. You know, when they got from the valley of Shinar here in Sudan, they went to another place and they found a valley. And they developed what? Irrigation system and other things. So the same people from the Nile Valley are the people who developed that Iraq and Iran. They are the same people who created that civilization. And they are the same people who developed the Indus Valley civilization. So we are going to find that proof because their gods, the Naga gods from the Nile Valley, are all over, are in that Indus Valley. They were in this modern day Mesopotamia, they tell us. All these were valleys. These people loved to stay in valleys because they had the technology of doing agriculture through irrigation. You saw the Sabaeans, the people of Saba from Kush, left the Nile Valley, and when they reached Yemen, Southern Arabia, they stayed there and they built dams and they built irrigation canals, and they were able to do agriculture. So they took the myrrh and the frankincense, they introduced it to the people in Yemen. And the people who are proto-Somali, when I say proto-Somali, remember, we have Somalis from Egypt, Red Sea, we have Somalis in Ethiopia, we have Somalis in the Horn of Africa, and those who came down close to the Bantus. So it is a wide land. So when they say Ethiopia or Somali, they simply mean the Eritrean people, the people who used to live near the Red Sea. So the Puttites are not Libyans. They try to confuse you, to tell you the Puttites are Libyans, and then they tell you, you know, the Puttites are the modern day Fulanis, so that you get confused. The Puttites are the people who lived on the Red Sea and the Horn of Africa, and they expanded. And the Puttites are not only the Proto-Somali, there are other people also who are included in the mix. So Ethiopia, the modern day Ethiopia, is in prophecy, the Red Sea Eritrean people, and we will find out if it is true that they sold the children of the Most High. So they have cast lots for my people and given a boy as a payment for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. All right. So Yaya Mazambi has read this for us, and there is a judgment for that. So Yaya Mazambi, you're there?
Yes, ma'am. Ezekiel.
Yes. 27:13.
I got it already.
Oh, you got it? All right. Ezekiel 27, verse 13. Javan,
Greece.
Okay, Javan, Tubal, and Meshach. They were thy merchants. They traded the persons of men and vessels of brass in thy market.
Yes. So the Romans, the Greeks, decided with Ethiopia, decided with. So we are not going to look for the people. We are going to look for the empires and the kingdoms that sold the people. All right? Revelation 18:13.
Revelation 18 and
Verse
verse
13.
13. It
Yes.
reads, and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men.
And souls.
Yes.
Yes, my goodness.
Thank you very much. You see, my people, this is what, when the revelation came, this is what we discussed, didn't we? We didn't know that all this will come up. We didn't know. There are historians actually who know that these people were ancient merchants, and they sailed even before the Greeks and Romans knew anything about Egypt, right? So these Romans, these Greeks are the people who traded with modern day Ethiopia. Modern day Ethiopia, there were kingdoms there. So we are going to talk about those kingdoms. So you have to separate Sudan, Kush, and Ethiopia. If you call Ethiopia Kush, you will get confused. You cannot understand the scripture. Kush live it in Sudan. Ethiopia, this is Red Sea people. These are Eritrean Sea people. They kept on changing their names. They used to have many kingdoms. They kept on overthrowing one another. And when after the imperialism of the Europeans, and these people wanted to create a nation, they chose the word, the name Ethiopia, Ethiopis, which means black, the name the Romans and Greeks used to define people in those days. We don't know if there was a person called Ethiopia in Asia. Maybe there could be, but the use of this name came later. In administration, in whatever, it is very recent. So the Ethiopian people are Eritrean Sea people. These are the people along the Red Sea. It is a mix of many people. Puttites will be there. The people of Kub will be there. The people of Kush will be there, some of them. And maybe Midianites are there. The Ishmaelites are there because Kedar is in Ethiopia. Hagarites are there as well because Hagar went to live near Egypt, and there are so many regions from Somalia to Egypt called Hagar. So the Hagarites will be there as well with their, and you know, the horses were first domesticated in the Nile Valley. That's what Europeans don't want people to know. The camels were domesticated here in the Horn of Africa, and the horses, up to today, you have horses that are indigenous to Sudan, to the Nile Valley, all right? So we are going to look at these kingdoms. Once we find the kingdoms that sold the children to the Grecians, we just know who they sold and what happened. And we will understand the Bible prophecies. So the kingdoms of the Red Sea, Nile Valley, and Horn of Africa that sold humans to slavery. These are the kingdoms, all right? You have the kingdom of Aksum. You have the kingdom of Damat. They also call themselves Damot. Mot, we said, is a god of death. And maybe Maat is from the Kemetu origin, Maat. And Puntland, these were same people. These were same people. They might not be from the same genealogy, but they were people who lived together. They were relatives. They were related in one way or another. All right. So these are the few. There were other kingdoms like the Zagwe dynasty and then and the others. And you have Abyssinia. Abyssinia seems to me like, you know, when they say the desert of sin, when they talk about Sinites, I'm not saying they are Canaanites, the Sinites, but you know, you can see the name like these people maybe lived in a place called Sin, the biblical Sin. And actually, before conversion, these people worshipped a moon god called Sin, S-I-N. So it makes sense, all right? So we have a kingdom there that was called Damat. And this is what they sold. They sold ivory, tortoise shells, the same goods the kingdom of Aksum and the Puntites sold. The same goods, this kingdom of Damat or Damot, they sold the same. Ivory, tortoise shell, rhinoceros horns, gold and silver. Humans as slaves, even the people of Damot did so. And then they sold to the Arabian merchants, all right? So that is another kingdom on the Red Sea. We know of Aksum, we know of Puntland, Somalia, and we have this. So Aksumites is a city, is a kingdom that conquered. Aksum is a kingdom that actually conquered the 6 states of Meroe, Sudan in the 4th century. And in 6th century, King Caleb sent forces across the Red Sea to subdue Yemenites. So he will go and conquer the people in Arabia, who became vassals for several decades. So they had power even to conquer people in Arabia and put them under their administration, under their rule, and maybe they paid taxes to them. The Roman Emperor at Byzantium supported Aksum in this venture. The emperor at Byzantium supports the Aksumites. Go and conquer Yemen. Go and do it, because the Yemenites were persecuting Christians. So the Byzantine Empire is not happy about this. So they will support the Aksumites. And the people in Yemen by then, they were Jewish. They had converted to Judaism. You see, so now it's about now religions now. They are not fighting about the idols now. It's now about religion. So the Christians, and you know about the Crusades and many other things that happened over there. So who was the Aksumites' major trading partners? Egypt. So this is Aksum, the ones who built the tall obelisks, right? Egypt, Saudi Arabia, India, China, and Rome. Rome was the most important trading partner. Rome was the most important trading partner with the Aksumites, right? Okay, these are their trading partners. What did they export? Gold, iron, salt, frankincense, myrrh, ivory, tortoise shell. They are also exporting tortoise shell, rhinoceros horns, exotic animals. And what did they do? They enslaved people too. This was an export too, all right, to the Egyptians. South Arabia, Middle East, India, China. So you know why you see Black people in Micronesia and whatever, although there were some early explorers who were Black, who conquered and explored other lands, but there were people who went on later on by this illegal trade. Imports of Aksum. What did they import? They imported copper and steel. They imported this, very important, wine. Did we read in the scripture that they have sold a boy so that they can buy wine? Yes. Yes, these are the people. You have been praying and fasting day and night to know who sold the children to buy wine and to buy harlots. These people, they bought wine. There is evidence, archaeological evidence. Those wine pots or whatever have been found in those regions, and Roman coins and other things. So they bought weapons, glassware, spices, and textiles. So that is what they. Okay, where is Sidon? Sidon, you'll find places called like this: Helat, Sidon. You'll find this Sidon in Eritrea. You'll find a place called Sidon on the Nile River, and Sidon in Sudan. And remember, these Axumites also controlled trade even there in the Sudan. All right, and they were ancient sailors. All right. So what is the size of the Axumite Empire? What was the size? Which area did they control? Portions of modern day Eritrea, they controlled that. Northern Ethiopia, they controlled Yemen, they controlled southern Saudi Arabia. They ruled even Saudi Arabia. So the question is this: who is taking the gods to Arabia? Who is taking Tartak and Baal and Moloch and Adramelech and Adamelech and Mod and Baher? He had a god even called Baher, the god of the sea, because Bahar is ocean, is the waters. And this is where the genie will originate from, because genie is a water spirit, right? In Swahili, these water spirits, we call them majini. Maji is water in Swahili, but other Bantus call mai, amachi, amache, but they say majini. Majini means the spirits that live in the waters, what they call mami water in West Africa, right? So who will bring that? Who is taking Mot there and Moloch? You can guess. Who is taking Naga to India? Who is taking Naga to India? The same Red Sea people. And then after converting, what will they become? Afro-Asiatic. Then what else? Semites, Al-Shams. You see how they keep on upgrading themselves. They keep on graduating, but upon lies. The graduation is based upon lies. So next, even now, we don't know what they want to become, right? We don't know. So the Aksum Empire controlled northern Djibouti, northern Sudan. They even conquered Sudan. Now, we might be talking like this: oh, my sister, you like talking too much. Where are the receipts? You like saying oral history, oral history. What if it was a lie? Okay, Dada, we might check what the Ameru people of Kenya, the Ameru are in Kenya and in Tanzania. They live behind the mountain in Kenya. They live behind Mount Kenya. And in Meru, they went and lived near a mountain that is called Mount Meru, a very big mountain. So when they migrated from Meroe, Sudan, they called themselves Meru because they are coming from Meroe, right? So they are saying that they were coming through Ethiopia and they were enslaved by Egyptians and maybe other people who were in that area. So that is their migration story. They are talking about slavery. So the oral history can also give us a tip on what really happened. So yeah, the last video, Legend of the Ameru, they might speak in Swahili. I will translate a bit for you. And we can just check just half of the video, just half of it. Yeah. We want to know really, is it true there was slavery in Egypt? Is it true that these people around this Nile Valley were escaping slavery when they are coming to the south? what happened. I don't know, they were in the Babylonian captivity or the Assyrian captivity, but something made them even to flee and come back to the land, come back to the south. When you find it, you let me know, Dada.
Okay, I got it. I'm gonna put a share.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, their treacherous journey to Egypt, and later the mountain region in eastern Kenya
Is this it?
Yes, yes.
was not without controversy and conflict.
NTV on the Road has been speaking to a heritage expert on the legend of the Ameru people who gave this history lesson. Take a listen.
Wale babu zetu wa kitambo, our ancestors, kulingana na mujibu wa historia ya Wameru, walikuwa wanakaa Ethiopia, walitekwa mateka, wakaenda kufanyia watu wa Egypt kazi kama slaves. Na walipokuwa huko, Wameru waliteseka sana, and our first father alikuwa anaitwa Mukonga, and our first mother alikuwa anaitwa Ngara. And then they were blessed with 4 sons. So hiyo ilikuwa haro ya chama, hiyo ilikuwa ni parliament ya Wameru. Na wale ambao walikuwa wanakuja kufanya sheria ni Njolinjeke, Kiama na Kamare. Hivi ni vyakula vya Wameru ambavyo Wameru walikuwa wanatumia. Alafu hii ilikuwa inatumiwa kutibu nini? Amiba. Inaitwa Menywe Kimeru. This is how the Meru community used to name the 12 months in a year. Huu ni muundo wa nguo ambazo zilikuwa zinatumiwa kama zinavaliwa tereni. So kama hii sasa ilikuwa ya mzee. Hii ilikuwa ya mzee, ilikuwa inaitwa tara. Hizi zilikuwa zinatumiwa wakati wa kuimba. Alafu hizi zilikuwa sahani za Wameru.
Is that good, Dada? Or
Yes.
continue?
Yes, we can stop there. Okay, I will translate. He simply said their people were coming from the sides of Ethiopia. And, you know, in ancient times, there were no these boundaries. So it's really hard for them to tell the geography. But as you can see, they are talking about Meroitic, the Meroe. It seems that they knew who the pharaohs were. They coming from that place. Probably they were under the Assyrians or the Babylonians, or they were in the northern kingdom somewhere around there. And he said they were captured and taken to Egypt to be enslaved. They were enslaved in Egypt, and they were treated badly, and so many other things. And then he was just saying about his ancestors, their parliament. They had a parliament where they made the laws and judged the people when they did wrong according to the culture. He showed the traditional medicines for amoeba. You say amoeba or amoeba, something of the sort. He showed the traditional clothes. He will show the calabashes that were used for drinking, porridge and other stuff. So you can see that by oral history, there are people who know where they were captured, where they were enslaved, and which route they came through, because majority of these Eastern Bantus, they call them Eastern Bantus, actually came through Ethiopia and Somalia. Yeah, so that is how we have been able to trace. Yes, they live in the Kenya Islands.
Just showing receipt.
Yeah, and yeah. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, yeah. So the oral history is there. The oral history is there, and one time we will find an Ameru and they will explain how they managed to escape, because it's also a long story about their escape. They also crossed a river somewhere and they had their own prophets, and they had the scepter. You call that stick the scepter. They used to have that one, and it was stolen by the colonizers, by the British. All right, so that is how maybe they lost their power. and whatever. So the oral history is very, very important. It gives you a lineup where you will start looking for the history, because you can't just start from just anywhere. When I came into the awakening and I saw in the scriptures that the people were sold to the Grecians, I couldn't imagine, you know, we are in, I mean, East Africa, where are the Greeks now? Where are they? But, you know, from the migration story, when I realized we are coming from Sudan, some people are coming from Meroe, some people are still trapped in Somalia, and this Puntite had an ancient trade and they sailed all over the world, then I realized, okay, it adds up, it makes sense. All right, so the Aksum ancient trade, they traded with India, Rome, and Byzantium, you say Byzantium. So they exported this and they exported human beings as well. So the imports, they imported silk, they imported spices, and they traded with Roman traders, Egyptian and Persian merchants. So all these people, they are the people welcoming these people to the continent. They are the people welcoming them. So there is a place called Harar, and when the people were escaping from Arabia, they had converted to the new religion and the other people were opposing them. So what they did, they came to Ethiopia, to Harar, and they were welcomed, and there is a walled city up to now, and they stayed there and they stayed there seeking refuge. And the king of that place, although he was a Christian, welcomed them and sheltered them. So that is why when the Ottoman Empire came conquering, they did not do any harm to the people of that Red Sea, Ethiopia area, because they had shown hospitality to them earlier on. So that is what happened. Now, what is the name of these Aksumite kings? These Aksumite kings, this is their title, the Nagas, Nagast, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Neguse, Negest. So this is their title, and these people, Red Sea people, used to worship the serpent in ancient times. This is not what you will just see all over, but some honest people from these places, they will tell you there was, before any conversion to any religion, they called their kings this, and they worshipped a serpent. So somebody said this, and it's a person coming from that region. Some people are very honest, and these are the people the Most High will forgive, because they say, yes, really, we did, our ancestors did this. They accept, they are not covering it up. So somebody said some people offered sacrifices to the serpent. The serpent is called Naga, right? In a place called Yeha. You go to Ethiopia, you will see a place called Yeha. It's an ancient city. There is a temple of the gods and a carved serpent. So when you travel, you visit there, maybe you'll see that, all right? The place called Yeha. So they said the carved serpent is there, still there, all right? So what were the Aksumite gods? The receipts are here. The crescent, now you'll know the origin of the crescent. You know which people use that one, right? The crescent and disc symbol on Aksumite coins. The Asian, you know, they used to mint coins from bronze and gold and the like. The stele or the obelisks, the altars, inscriptions, and incense banners, you will see the crescent disc symbol. Yes, yes. Yes, Dada, you can show them the photos of
You said show them the
Yeah,
what?
the images, if you have images there.
Not. Oh, okay. I was just showing them this here, but this all I was letting them know. You said Yah,
Yeah,
Yeha,
yeah,
Saba, Sheba, King
Mm,
site in
mm.
Ethiopia, just like you said, showing them
Mm.
receipt so that they can see the moon god of Saba
Yes.
kingdom. They had a temple there. I don't know if they have a picture of it or not. Let's see
Mm.
if they have there it is.
Yeah, it's an ancient
Yeah.
great temple at Yeha. Mhm.
Yes.
Dada, you can read that.
Yeha is a large Bronze Age archaeological site located about 15 miles northeast of the modern town of Adwa in Ethiopia. It is the largest and most impressive archaeological site in the Horn of Africa, showing evidence of contact with South Arabia, leading some scholars to describe Yeha and other sites as precursors to the Aksumite civilization.
Mm.
It says the builders were Sabian, Sabian people from an Arabian kingdom in Yemen, talking about in Ethiopia here, thought to be the ancient land of Sheba.
Actually, it is, sorry. Actually, it is the Sheba, the Sabaeans, who left Africa and conquered that land in ancient times when Kush was ruling the world. But now, you know, they will always tell you it's whatever, native to Arabia. But this Saba left Africa, and he's the one who took the technology of building dams and irrigation to Yemen. And he took the writing system as well. Okay. Yes, Dada, continue.
Okay. It says the earliest occupation of Yeha dates to first millennium BC. Surviving monuments include a well-preserved great temple, a palace, perhaps an elite resident called Grat Be'al Gerbi, in the Dara Mikhael cemetery of rock-cut shaft tombs. 3 artifacts scattered, probably representing residential settlements, have been identified within a few kilometers of the main site, but have not to date been investigated. Interesting.
Yeah.
It says that the builders of Yeha were part of the Sabian culture, also known as Saba, speakers of Old South Arabian language, whose kingdom was based in Yemen and who were thought to have been what the Judeo-Christian Bible named as the land of Sheba, whose powerful queen is said to have visited Solomon.
All right, I will interrupt there. This is very, I don't know, I can say controversial or what. We have to investigate about this Sheba, because there are many people in the scripture called Sheba. Saba, I know Sheba, there was Sheba, son of Cush. There was a Sheba, a grandson of Cush, and could be a Midianite called Sheba. There was a Simeonite from the tribe of Simeon called Sheba. There was a Gadite from the tribe of Gad called Sheba. There was a son of Joktan called Sheba. So we are not talking of one Sheba. If the queen of Sheba went to see Solomon, which Sheba? Which was she a Gadite, a Simeonite? Was she a child of a daughter to a son of Joktan? Because Joktan is a Mutu. Joktan was born, Joktan and Peleg were like twins, and they were born when the earth was divided. And he's not Joktan, he's Yokatana. So many people in the coastal lands of East Africa called Katana. You will hear Katana Ngala, even there is a school in Kenya called Katana Ngala. Katana is to cut. When you cut something amongst yourselves, we say katana. The earth was divided. It was katanaed. Kata, that's why I said we should not throw away the Swahili language, because the Swahili language will carry also other Bantu languages because they are sisters. Kata is to divide. How do we call a division? You know, in East Africa, especially those people who are colonized by the British, they normally name things with provinces. Like there is a country, there is a country, there is a province, there is a district, there is something they call a division, and then they have a location, and then they have a sub-location, and then you come to a village, then you come to clan, and then you come to house. All right, house, not your father's house, but the extended, your ancestor, the maybe 6th ancestor or maybe 10th ancestor. That is what we call a house. And in African languages, sometimes the house, they will call it the door, mlango. Which door did you come from? So Banabetu, when we say we are the children of the household, we also have doors. So the door can be the clan name or other things. One day I will show you our form we used to fill when we are applying for a passport, or you are applying for a birth certificate. If your parents lost your birth certificate and you need to renew or reinstate it, there is a form you are given. So my people, this story about Sheba was written in a book they call Kebra Nagast. They wrote their own book about the history of the Aksumite kings in a book called, it's in Amazon. So we don't know the full truth. So we will investigate, and the Most High will help us. You see, we are not going to just believe anything. Just the way us as Bantus, we never believed we are the people of the Most High at first, all right? Or those who are scattered because they lost their language, they could not even believe they are the people until we started investigating. The same way we investigated ourselves is the same way we will investigate these people, because there are so many places even now in Africa called Saba. Even in my province, we have places called Saba. And when we are migrating from Sudan, we crossed a place in Mount Elgon. You can hear the word Elgon, Elgoni. Remember, these are ancient names with El. When we crossed Mount Elgon, we found this mountain, and this mountain was called Masaba. Ma stands for land, just the way you say Malawi. Lawi and Ma, the land of Lawi. So Masaba. So who is this Saba? The Saba, the Simeonite, Saba, the Gadites, who? The Cushites. All right. Yes, we know the Cushite called Saba went to Yemen in ancient times. But now this story with Solomon, it's very controversial and it's very sensitive. Why? Because the Aksumite Empire sold the children of the Most High to slavery. So the thing is this: if really they were born from the concubine of Solomon, why would the children of Solomon sell their stepbrothers? If that is true, if that is true that their mother was a concubine of Solomon, Solomon had many, many concubines, and where are the other women? That is the question. Sheba says, these people say, we are from Sheba, and Sheba had a baby with Solomon. But where are the other concubines? Why aren't the other concubines talking? Why are they silent? Where are the other children? No person coming to say, me, I'm this tribe, I'm from East Africa or South or West Africa, and I'm a descendant of Solomon, and my mother was a concubine. Nobody has ever come to say that. Only the people from the Red Sea are giving us this story. It's very, very sensitive. It's something you have to investigate. Okay, you were born of this mother who had a baby with King Solomon. Then how come you will come again and sell your stepbrothers and stepsisters? You know, your brother from another mother is your brother. Here in Africa, if you come from a family, a polygamous family, your brother, we don't even have the word step. Step is English. The brother from another mother is your brother, even if it is from another father. it is your brother. All right. So we will talk about that. So for now, my people, read, seek the Most High, ask questions, ask the Most High, ask the truth, look for the truth. Don't believe everything they have told us. Don't believe everything. So we talked about the Aksumite gods. So the Aksumite king practiced polytheism. The pre-Christian Aksumites worshipped Ashtar. All right, they worshipped Beher. This is a god of the sea, right? Because they were sea merchants and they were traveling, they have to worship the god of the sea so that they will reach wherever they will reach and they will do their trade and wherever. All right. So my people, we will not just buy stories because the stories are there, right? Because you see, when Solomon died and he was being buried, that is the time all these women, 1,000 plus, would have come and said, oh, I need my share. This was my husband also. I need my share. But nobody came. But centuries later, somebody is saying now, okay, we will rule over you. We will do whatever we want because we have a heritage. We are from Solomon and the other things. So we have to be very, very keen. So we are just correcting them with love. We are just telling them if they are the people of that kingdom, if anybody belongs to that kingdom, please just tell the truth, investigate, and be true to yourself. Say the truth, and it will set you free. So we look into that. So that is the evidence, the crescent and the disc symbol. And you know, this crescent and disc symbol has been used in many, many, many religions. So you know the origin. Who were the ancient Aksumite people? Proto-Tigrayans, the people you call Tigrayans in Tigray region. There is a region between Ethiopia and Eritrea. Proto-Amharas, these are the people of Ava. These are the people of Amhara. This is the ruling class. Right now, they are the people who rule Ethiopia, I can say, where the emperors came from and the rest. And a mixture of people of Al-Shams, plus the Cushitic people, plus Nilo-Saharan speakers like the Kunama and Nara collectively. So this mix, there is also a mixture. So apart from the proto this and the proto this, there is a mixture. So this mixture is what they call what? Habesha. So some people in Arabia call this mix of these people Habesha. And some people will tell you Habesha means mixed, all right? Purpose of the Aksum obelisk. What was the use of the obelisks? Grave markers of the elite, especially kings. It was a sign of wealth, that's why they erected those obelisks. Sophisticated architecture, it shows their might and their craftsmanship. Dada, will you show them the obelisks, these obelisks, if you can? This Dada, if you can. You can show the image. Yeah, you can open it. So we said that is the purpose. They build those tall structures. Then Aksum had lots of wealth. They hired ships. It was the most powerful kingdom in East Africa, was one of the first agrarian societies. And the Emperor Ezana in 330 AD converted to Christianity. Yes, Dada, you can read some information which you think is important for us. You can read for us.
Aksum was the ancient political and religious capital of Ethiopia. Though the exact date of its founding is not known, it is known that the Queen of Sheba, who reigned around 1000 BC, had Aksum as her royal capital. And it is rumored to be the home of the Ark of the Covenant. Their language is Gies, we know that.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. The stelae
Yes,
were
about the
carved.
obelisks.
The stelae were
Yeah,
carved
continue.
and erected in the city of Aksum in modern-day Ethiopia, probably during the 4th century AD, by subjects of the kingdom of Aksum, an ancient Ethiopian civilization. The largest of the grave markers were for royal burial chambers and were decorated with multi-story false windows and false doors, while nobility would have smaller, less decorated ones. So they were used as grave markers.
Yes, yes. You can see how tall they are here.
So,
Some were looted by British, Italians, and so on.
13th story. Some of them were. So yeah, they were. Wow.
Yeah.
It says on May 28, 2002, an act of the Most High reminded Rome of the spirit of the pillar. It was actually on the eve of the Ethiopian Independence Day that lightning struck the obelisk on the piazza and damaged the tip. That was interesting.
Wow. Interesting. Interesting, yeah.
It says one of a group of 7 obelisks erected at Aksum when Ethiopia adopted Christianity under the Emperor Ezana in the mid 4th century AD. The 78-foot tall monument was taken by the occupying Italian army and shipped to Rome in 1937 to celebrate Mussolini's 15th year of power. And it was erected near the Circus Maximus and stood there until it was dismantled in 2003 following a lightning strike. So that's where it was struck in Rome. Yeah.
Oh my.
It struck the top.
Wow.
You know, it said struck the top of the obelisk, and somebody told me that they heard that the pyramids and the obelisk had gold on top of them.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. So thank you, Dad. You can show them all those photos so that it's actually a sophisticated architecture. It's sophisticated. It's not something simple, just as simple as that. So about the story of Sheba, we will just hold that thought, and the Most High will reveal to us what happened. So the Aksumites were controlling trade here. They were ancient merchants. They went to the Americas. They sailed all over the world. They had trade with the Romans and the Byzantine and the Persians and the Greeks and the ancient Egyptians. And you know, you see the commodities they sold are the same commodities the Egyptians bought, are the same commodities of the ancient times, the African goods. This we call them African goods. The myrrh is there, the frankincense and the rest. And these are Red Sea people, these are Eritrean people, and that is why they are called Eritrean Semitic Eritrean people, and that is why this ocean was called the Eritrean Sea, from the Red Sea, even the current Indian Ocean. And then there is a time, Dada, you saw some maps a while ago. You saw ancient maps written. The Atlantic was called the Ocean of Ethiopia, Ethiopica something.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know why they named that ocean Ethiopia? Because these Aksumites were among the people who were sailing. And the Greeks and Romans knew these people specifically as Ethiops. It's not that Kush became Ethiopia, no. Because they had taken Christianity, and they had written the Kebra Negast, and they had claimed this lineage from Solomon. I don't know from which Sheba. So they had to put themselves in that place of Kush. But the Greeks and Romans called them Ethiops. These Eritrean Sea people, they called them Ethiops, Ethiopia. So sometimes you cannot buy this story, because this story of, oh, this means land of the blacks, this means blacks. No, sometimes you cannot buy that story. For example, they tell you Bildad al-Sudan means land of the blacks. Negroland means land of the blacks. The question is this: weren't there blacks in the South? Weren't there blacks in Asia? Weren't there blacks in America? Weren't there blacks in Europe? Even Britain, before the other people conquered Britain. So the question is this: why only here is the land of the blacks? So this is just to confuse your mind. These people who were ancient sailors, who are the princes of the sea, the Tyrians are there, and the people of Sidon are there. The Canaanites, remember, there is nothing called the curse of Ham. There is nothing called the curse of Ham. The whole generation of Ham was not cursed. The thing is, Canaan was told he will be a servant to his brothers. So Canaan was not able to build his own civilization. He always worked for his brothers. He was always below his brothers. So wherever his brothers will go, what will happen? Canaan will follow. Until lately, when he was able even to conquer the lands of Cush, he never ruled in the past. Canaan didn't have the power to rule. He didn't have any power because he was to be a servant to his brethren. So when the Cushites leave and go to the Indus Valley and go to India and what they call Mesopotamia today, which was a valley over there, the Canaanites will follow. But did the Canaanites have their own writing system or civilization? No, they will use the civilization of their brother. They will use the civilization of the Puntites. That's why you find that Phoenicia, the Puntites were there and the Canaanites were there. So the Canaanites will always follow their brothers from behind. So their brothers are the people who will give them the civilization, the writing system, the technology, and other things. And for them now, they have an avenue here. They will take advantage of their brother's capability and civilization and use it to trade. So I can't say that all the Aksumites were Canaanites or whatever, but it's a mix of many people. But Canaan is among them. The people of Tyre, the people of Sidon, they are among them. So wherever Cush went, wherever Saba, you see Saba was the first one to go to Yemen. And then these people followed from behind. So he will always follow his brothers, all right? So this Aksum had a lot of sheep, had a lot of wealth, They had sheep. It was the most powerful kingdom in East Africa, was one of the first agrarian societies. So they did agriculture. And in 330 AD, Emperor Ezana converted to Christianity, and it became a Christian kingdom, and they abandoned the gods they used to worship before.
Hold that back up, Dada. Put it back up.
Yes, yes. Okay. So these are ancient merchants. And don't forget, maybe could be the Somali Puntites are amongst these people, because we also have Somalis in Djibouti, Ethiopia, that Red Sea. So the others are just near the Bantus, but the origin of their trade is the Red Sea and the Horn of Africa. All right. So there is something I will show you, because sometimes we have a lot to talk, but we need to go very fast. Dada, you have seen this. You've seen this company. Yep. It's a shipping company, MERS.
It's funny.
Yes.
Talking about
Yeah.
You can show it. Pull it up. Pull it up. We will see.
Yes, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, we were just talking about that company yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, they need help. These companies are falling.
Yeah, I will show you something.
What is it? Mercy.
The Most High is amazing.
Mersk Lloyd.
Did I spell it wrong? There we go. This is what come up. Let me share it.
I just want us to see the picture, just the picture
Oh,
of
just
their
the
logo.
picture. Okay,
Of their logo, yes.
let me find the logo. Let me type in logo there.
All right, just a moment.
Can y'all see it? Oh no, let me share it. Can you all see it? Let me get back to it. Let's see. There we go. There we go. All righty.
So, all right. So my people, you know, that is a very big shipping company. It's an international shipping company, isn't it, Dada? Yes, I see their containers all over the world, Africa, all over. Now, Banabetu, Bayitu, today I will show you where they got that. After coming to East Africa, the Europeans, and overtaking the trade of our ancestors, then they came and overtook the trade of these people, sea people and the rest. So they took the title. So now they became the what? The sea people. So my people, look at this. This is the flag of Somalia.
Wow.
I just made a drawing. We are going to learn like babies. I told you we are going to study like babies. Don't worry why we are not using this sophisticated technology. We are just going to learn like ABC. This is the flag of Somalia. Do you see the logo on that Leod?
That was a slap in the face.
Yes, because these are the ancient sea merchants.
Yes.
These are the princes of the sea. That is why their flag, the Somali flag, is like this. And that is where they took the logo. So if somebody tells us, oh, you people, you can't say Black people were the ancient Phoenicians, they were the ancient Tyres, you can't say Thesaurus in Ethiopia or wherever, you can't say Aksum, you can't say this. Here are the receipts. And the Most High calls them the Princess of the Sea. And there is a school in Kenya called Princess of the Sea. There is a school. I think it's a Muslim school or something of the sort.
Now, who was that again? Flag you were showing? I'm gonna pull it up for them.
Flag of Somalia.
Okay, Somalia.
The Star of the Sea. Yes, yes. There are 3 Somalis. Yes.
I'm gonna show it to them so they can see. We're gonna show them receipts.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes, Dad.
As you say.
Yes, Dad.
There it is. So
yes.
they took what she's saying, you guys, is they took the trade from Somalia and So when they took the trade, they took the star. So they're essentially saying it belongs to me now. That's why I said it's a slap in the face. And if you all saw that
Yes.
movie with Tom Hanks about the Somalian pirates, was it the Somal? Yes. You mentioned about that in one of the prior teachings, that the reason why they stole that ship is because they came over and was taking over their little shipping area. Dada, you can
Their
explain it
port.
better than not. Yes.
Their port. Yeah, they used to fish a lot of fish over there. So the Europeans would bring big ships, and you know, when you have a big ship, you take even the small babies. When you have a big ship, you do what they call overfishing, and thereby you make the small fishermen not to catch any fish. So they used to overfish on the coast of Somalia, and also dump some waste and do other things. So these people had to hijack the ships to teach them a lesson that this is our port. We are ancient merchants, we are ancient princess of the sea. You are not going to joke with us. You're not going to joke with our waters. So they started, they bought weapons and they started defending their coastal line. And the scripture says, woe unto these people who goes with piperous boats. From the video of the historian, you saw that it is the Africans, some Africans, who made their with piperous reeds, the piperous that was in Egypt, and it's all over the Nile Valley, all over the coast of Africa, where you find lakes and rivers, you'll always find the reeds, these piperous reeds, you'll always find them. So, and the Most High says the people who are feared near and far, something of the sort. I'm just paraphrasing. So these people are feared. So these Aksumites and these Puntites were feared people in the ancient past. They were really feared people. And you can see the evidence for yourself. You can see the evidence that when I say America, I mean the ruling class, all right? When I say America, I mean the ruling class, the political system. So when this political system wanted to fight their people, they were not able to fight in the history. You know very well. They were defeated in Vietnam. They were defeated in Cuba. And which other country defeated this administration, this new Babylon system, the new Babylon we have over there, called political America or wherever? Which people couldn't they fight? The Somalis. 3 countries: Vietnam, Cuba, Somalia. Those are the only countries that have ever defeated the military of the United States under the governance of, you know, the people who ruled there. Cuba, Vietnam, Somalia, 3. People were feared where? Near and far. They were feared. Even in Africa, they are feared. I don't know for good reasons or bad reasons. They are feared. And these people who were in the Red Sea area, these people who are the Ethiopians and wherever, when the Italians came to invade them, they defeated the Italians at the Battle of Adwa. They defeated the whatever. And you can see that these people had an ancient contact with the Romans. Because when they were fighting, actually they had those, you know, the shields. They look like those of the movies you see with the Romans. The Ethiopians, they have them. Those shields, the iron shields, all right? So you can see that there is evidence. And don't forget that these Red Sea people, especially the Puntite people, were mercenaries to the Egyptians. The Puntites had a good relationship with the Egyptians. So they were the people protecting this desert of Arabia from invasion. They protected, that's why Egypt for a long time was never invaded. So that land is not your land. That is a colony. My people, I repeat, Bantu Bayitu, that is a colony of the ancient Eritrean people who are the Puntites, the Phoenicians, the Kushites, and the early civilizations that came from the Nile Valley and the, you see, and the Red Sea. So the land they're telling you that is the promised land, not a promised land, because it was invaded and conquered by the Canaanites, does not mean it's the land of Canaan. All right, if I come to America right now, there is a mix of many people. There were people who were possibly brought there. You have the native who are there, and there are other people who have native blood over there. And there are people who came like conquerors. So can I say that a European who left Britain and colonized the Native Americans in America, can I call him an American? In the real sense, because he colonized America. If somebody colonized East Africa and called it British East Africa, is he native to East Africa? Is he native to Africa? He is not an African. You cannot say a British who colonized East Africa is an African. No, that is a colony.
Yes.
So how can the Most High give us a colony of other people? He told us he will give us the land of Canaan. He didn't tell us, I will give you all the lands the Canaanites are going to colonize. So that is not our land. It was a colony. It was a land that was conquered by the people from the Red Sea, including the Canaanites and the. So it's better we will pull up some receipts before we continue, because we can talk until tomorrow. Dada, did you see what I sent you? Blacks and the origin of writing. It's just next there, next to the ancient African boat technology.
Okay, let me pull it up.
Before that, yes. Blacks and the origin of writing. So we want to understand who are the people who civilized the world? Who are the people who took the civilization all over? Who are the people?
I didn't get that one. When did you send that one, Dada?
Yeah, it's, let me see, maybe I didn't share.
I can pull it
I'll
up.
share it again. Okay, I've sent you just now, look it up.
Okay.
Just look it up. From my other.
The older one or the new one?
The new one, check on the new one. Just now I sent it to you. So as you pull it up, because of time, so the real sword or tire is written like this, it's written like this, it's written like this, is in Oromia, Ethiopia. You'll find it written like this or like this. Bantu Bayitu, I promise you, I will make some notes for you. All of these, my notes, I will make them for you in a PowerPoint, and very soon I will give them to you. So don't worry, don't think that you are losing anything. I still have the notes with me, and I will make it to you in a way that you can be able to understand in an easy way, in a simpler way. So we will keep on repeating, and I will give you the links and the proof of where I got the information from. All right. So the proof is there. The proof is there that the Phoenician trade took place in Africa, what we call Mokan. Mokan means Eastern Trading Center. We had a trading center called Mokan Trading Center, Azania at Eziongebar, East Coast. All right. And we have proof also that our people knew the Phoenicians. Because somebody will ask you, you just read these things, you have read these materials, where did you get the evidence? Because it's in our language. It is in the language of the African people. I'll just always use African collectively, right? So we know the Phoenicians. How do we know the Phoenicians? How do we know the Phoenicians? We know the Phoenicians because we called them by their real name. We called them by their real names. So when the Egyptians called the Phoenicians Puenet, or the Puntites Puenet, how did we call the Phoenicians? We called them Puanit. Puanit, okay. Puanit is Puanet, which is like a Kemetu language, Kemetu pronunciation. But for us, because in Bantu language, we don't leave consonants hanging at the end. We always put a vowel. So we don't write like English. That is why I think the Kushites, the early people who are the Kushites who went around the world, civilizing the world, gave Europeans and the people in Asia a language. Because when you see the language like English, you see like put. There is no vowel at the end of put. It's just they throw the word and leave it there. That is how the people of Kemetu write, majority of them. But in Bantu, our writing is very different. We don't leave any consonant unattended. All consonants, we have to put a vowel at the end, and that is how we speak. That's why the Bantu words are very long. And Bantu words, they put a noun and a verb and an adjective and everything, and they combine and they make one word. All right. They don't separate that much, like this is an adverb to come before this and this. All right. So the Puntites called themselves Puanit, which is Puanet, which is Poen, which is Phoenicia, and the rest. But in Swahili, we call a coastland Pwani. The coastland, the coast, the sea coast, we call in Swahili Pwani. So how can somebody say we don't know who are the Pwanit? We know the Pwanit because they were in our coastlands. We call the sea coast Pwani. We didn't write the T, because if we write the T, we have to add another vowel to the end, and that is not how our language works. So we just left it here, but there must be a vowel at the end. So if a Bantu, you give a Bantu the word put, he will say puti. Sit, he will say siti. Walk, walkie. We must put a vowel at the end. So it is these people from the Nile Valley actually who gave the English people a language, Latin and all those things. So there is evidence. So the Phoenicians who made the Punic, they are the Poen, they are the Puenet, they are the Puntites, they are the Pwani. We called them Wapwani, the people of the coast, the people of the sea coast. So using our language, we know who are the people of Punt. We know who are the Phoenicians. Why? Because it is in our language. We call them Pwani, Pwanit, Pwenet, and we call a sea coast Pwani. Dada, you got it?
I didn't get what you said.
It
It didn't come through, but I have something else. It didn't come through. No, it didn't come through, but this is what I have.
all right, let me see.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna show you what I have though. I have this here. The history is 8 minutes long. The history of African languages and its influence on the world today. But that's not what you
can go
yeah.
ahead.
What did you say, Tabitha?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh,
Go
play
ahead.
this one? Okay.
Yes, no worries.
This intel.
Uh-uh.
Habari, hello. I just said hello in Swahili and Yoruba. That should give you an inkling of what our topic today is about. And today's topic is so cool. We're going to be looking at African languages and their influence outside the continent. Africa is such a diverse continent, and the number of languages spoken is a testament to this. The total number of languages native.
Having some technical difficulty here. Some
Spoken in Africa is variously estimated at between 1,250 and 2,100, and by some counts at over 3,000. Nigeria alone has an SI ethnologue and the African language program at Harvard, and is considered to be one of the greatest concentrations of linguistic diversity in the world. One of the notable differences between Africa and most other linguistic areas is its relative uniformity. With few exceptions, all of Africa's languages have been gathered into 4 major families. Most of the languages are primarily oral, with little available in written form. The languages of Africa break down into 4 large families known as phyla, with an additional Austronesian family spoken in Madagascar. The 4 continental language families are Niger-Congo. Now, this language family with approximately 1,300 to 1,650 languages is the largest of the 4. It is also the largest language family in the world. The Niger-Congo languages inhabit Western, Central, Eastern and Southern Africa. The most widely spoken languages of Africa, such as Swahili, Yoruba, Amharic, Fula, and Igbo, all belong to the Niger-Congo family. The next family is the Afro-Asiatic family. Now, this family is second in size to Niger-Congo and has about 200 to 300 member languages in Africa. The Afro-Asiatic languages in Africa are found mainly in northern regions of Africa, including.
Okay, that's not what you're looking for. So you can go ahead, Dada. Dada. Okay, that wasn't it, but we're gonna get ready and try to cut it. So we're after 2 here, a little bit over our time. So if you got your ending you want to show, and then I have something that I want to show too, and then we'll end it for today. You're on mute.
All right. I'm so sorry. Okay, so because of time, we will finish next time. So I'll just go through what we have looked at. Just five minutes, and then we will do in the next whatever, because as you can see, we have so much to talk about. All right. So there was another kingdom I just wanted to show you, so that when you go home, you can read about that and you can do more research on that. So we have a kingdom of Arwe, with Aksum as the capital Aksum, and it was called Jarba. The common languages were Ge'ez and Greek. So you have people in Ethiopia who are speaking Greek. So this is it, Kingdom of Arwe in Aksum. And this is the languages they speak. And Arwe was a snake king. So they had a snake king called Arwe. And as you heard from the first video, historians said the Arwe people. The Arwe people are the original people of that place of Aksum who traveled the earth. And so they have a book from Aksum called Kebra Nagast. Is a history of the kings of modern Ethiopia. In the Kebra Nagast, there is a mention of Arwe kings who ruled India. So these Aksumites ruled India as well. The Naga temples and God, which is the cobra snake in Hinduism and Buddhism, still originated from here in the Nile Valley. So the original Naga people came from modern Ethiopia and they belong to the Arwe kingdom. All right. So that is what history says, that the original, you remember we saw the Naga temple. So these ancient Mayans will again transport the Naga god and other gods, moon and crescent and whatever and mod. And especially this Naga, they are the people who took to the Indus Valley. So it is the founder of Hinduism and Buddhism. So these people, and they came from the Arwa. Arwe is a snake. Arwe is a serpent. So who are the Nagas? Yes, Dad. Yes, Dad. Yes. It's good we show them before we close the show. Yeah. Yes, my people. So that is Nagas. When you hear the word King of Kings, Lord of Lords, you know Lord is Baal. You know very well that the word Lord was put in the scriptures intentionally to misguide us so that we cannot worship the Most High. All right. So this deity originated from the Nile Valley. And these Arwe people adopted him as their god and they took him to other lands as well. Yeah. You have more, Dada. And you can read anything that is very important that can help us understand.
Okay, real quick. I just read something real quickly since we're ending it here. It just says, as she stated,
yes.
mythologies, the mysterious Nagas are from the intriguing beings we encounter in Hindu myths known as the serpent people. They are said to live two magnificent underground cities, but here is what I really want you guys to see here. It says the legends say that these remarkable, intelligent people who could take either human or reptilian shape, and that's shape shifting at will, created underground cities worldwide. And this is the serpent people, the snake people.
Wow.
Naga.
Wow.
And then here you see it says Naga, and that is where the Hebrew get the Nakash. That's modern Hebrew where that is. Nakash. It means snake or serpent.
Dada, before you continue this one, I had broken what you just said. Yes, I had broken it down. So that's where they get Nakash. All right. Naga is the snake. The word never changed. So when you are reading Kebra Nagast, when you are saying Naga, when you're saying Lord of Lords, be very careful. Negus, all that is the same origin. Yeah. Dada, you will show them about the candles.
Okay. Let me.
Yeah. I think it's very important. They should know that, especially our brothers who have the Hebrew Israelite religion, and they're going to these holidays of these people, they better be very, very careful. So Arwe is the serpent. He was also the god of the Abyssinia. First king was serpent. That is what they say in their mythology. Nagash, Nagas is Naig in Hindustan. In Hebrew, they call Nakash. Nagas is a title of ancient kings of Abyssinia. Nagas is a title of ancient kings of Abyssinia. Don't forget that. So you can see these people travel far and wide. These people travel far and wide, and it is that is a cobra, and Nag, Nagas, Nagast, Negest, Negus. It's all the same thing.
I'm trying to find that other one with the candle.
Yeah, I sent you some of the pictures in
Yes.
the Facebook.
Yes.
So yeah, you can just go maybe to your check on my link, and then you check on the photo.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah, yeah. Just look for me and then check on the photos or conversations or something of the sort. You will.
Yeah, I'm going through
will
it
see
now.
them. Yes, yes.
Okay.
So next time we will look at a video from the same professor, the African-American historian, and he will tell us about who are the Nagas. The Naga came from the Kush, Punt, Ethiopia. Kush, Punt, Ethiopia, those regions. The Puntites were the greatest sailors of the ancient world. Egyptian inscriptions mention Puntite ports of Outkolit, Hamesu, and Tekaru, which is the modern day Adulis, Hamasen, and Tigray. So even the Egyptians know about that. They knew about these Phoenicians, these ancient people. So these inscriptions are evidence to us as well. And that land of the sailors was called Meluha, and we know in Swahili and probably in other Bantu languages, we call a ship Meli. The land of these sailors was called Meluha by the ancient Egyptians, and we call a ship Meli up to this day, all right?
I'm not able to pull it
Yeah,
up.
or that you can search. Yes, you can search the candle. You can say the tabernacle, whatever. Yes, yes, menorah. Yes, yes, that. Got it. Yeah, especially the one with the seven candlesticks. Yes, that.
That's still not it. What you're talking about.
1, 2, 3. Count them, Dada. Those heads. Count the heads of that cobra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. There are 7, and the original candle for these people originated from the Turks, from their own mysticism, actually had 7. So nowadays they make it 8. I mean 9. So we don't understand what is going on. But when I was thinking about this, the Most High showed me and told me, look at the Naga with the 7 heads and look at the menorah they show you.
Oh, I found it.
Look, you got it.
I think, yeah, let me see.
This is very, very important, Banabed. Very important.
Oh, here it is.
Yes, yes.
Now, is Jesse on? Because Jesse talked about this. Jesse, you said the Hydra. This was in one of those movies, the Hydra. Was it Spider-Man, you all? And they're using it now in medicine. So
it was in the Avengers. It was in the Avengers.
Okay, so here it is right here.
Yes. So when you go to the Feast of the Tabernacles, they are going to light those candles, isn't it? So when the Ish people light the candles for you, what do you know you're lighting the candles for? You don't know. This is a naga, a snake with the 7 heads. You see, they will make you worship other beings. But nowadays they make it 9. And when you see all the nagas in India, in Buddhism, all of them, they are like that. So we will show you more photos next time. We have not finished with the idol worship. We will still check more.
Okay.
So
All
my
right.
people, be very careful.
Yeah, so I want to show them, go back real quick before we end it here. When she was talking
Yes.
about the merchants, the Mola family, just look here, you guys. I'm not going to say much here. Just read here. Can you see my screen? Maybe, let me see. Let me stop sharing and share again, so you all can understand what's going on here. You all know, but just gonna show some receipts again, as she said. So this is that family. That took up that trade, the ships, the merchants. So just wanted to show you all that. So, all right, Dada, thank you again for that. You all on a bit too. Hope you guys got something out of that for today. Yeah, Dira, wow. A lot of stuff that we learned. So they taken things and perverted things. So we just have to learn the perversion, how they perverted things. So
Can
that
I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah,
So we shouldn't be using the menorah then, right?
that's what she was saying.
Yeah. So that's not really ours. That doesn't belong to us.
Tabitha, you're muted.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, Dada. How you doing, sweetie?
Yes, I'm doing well. Actually, you know, when the Most High shows you something, it means there's something there. Stop.
Exactly.
You see, when I discussed with Dada told me, yes, it was in the scriptures. But we went back and thought about it. And what we found out is it can be in the scriptures, but it will be manipulated. It will be changed. It will be used for other things, or the image they will give you, just the way I told you the breastplate. It's not the breastplate they show you that Moses wore. Was not like that. Probably the Most High will show us another time. So it is the same. If there was a menorah, maybe it wouldn't have looked like this.
Exactly.
But because they have their own naga from their own Kabbalah, word Kabbalah, you can know there is a Baal in the middle, right?
Yep.
Kabbalah, their mysticism is called Kabbalah. So Kabbalah, remove the Ka, that is Baal in the middle, right? Because they want to worship their Baal, their Ka Baal, right? So they will bring these things of idol worship from the darkness and put it in religion. So that is why religion is dangerous. Religion is very dangerous. It's corrupted. Right now in the world, right now, there is no purity in any religion. There is no purity. It's all a corruption. It's all evil.
We're not
so
supposed
let
to
us
have
stop.
So
We should stop going to their holidays. Stop.
So as she was saying, and as I was saying before she started, they have taken a lot of things of our spirituality and perverted it. So when they start teaching about our pure spirituality, it automatically in people's mind is going to be that it's perverted, because, you know, Satan said that I will set myself on high and be like the Most High. So he always mimic himself. He has a fake people, he has a fake land, so he always imitate the things of the Most High he takes it and perverted, and that's what she's showing you here. Now, where they get this from, I want to show you real quick, and then we're going to end it for time's sake here. But I want you all to understand where they get this 7, where they had 7 and now they kind of expanded it. But they're talking about the 7 spirits of the Most High. So they're taking it and they are perverting it, is what they're doing. And so when you go to here to Revelation, that's where it is. It talks about the 7. It says churches, we know is not really in the scriptures. It's talking about the ecclesia, or the set apart, or the people, which are the people of the Most High, which are in Asia. So it says grace to you and peace from him who is and who was and who is coming, from the 7 spirits who are before his throne. So the Most High has 7 spirits. So the demonic world has taken things of the Most High and perverted it. Just understand that. Just know that. So he's always going to have something that looks like the Most High, but it's evil.
Got it.
All right, Dada.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much.
You too.
Blessings.
Yes, Facebook.
Blessings.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please be prayerful and ask for the spirit of discernment so that you can know what you're delving into, because in Christianity, they have caused us to delve in things that the Most High actually told us not to delve into. And people don't see it. Even when you tell them, they don't see it. But they're delving into things that are not pleasing in the Most High in organized religion, and especially in Christianity. All of them, really, all organized religion, Buddhism, Hinduism, Judaism,
Hebrew Israelite.
Christianity, and all of the isms and schisms. They have a lot of corruption in them. So have an open mind and pray and ask for discernment so that the Most High can reveal these things to you that are not pleasing unto him. So for that, on that note, we will say Matando.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And we're
Blessings,
going
my
to end it
people.
here.
Yes. Yes.
No.